Sit back, relax, put your belt on, and enjoy the show.
I'm happy to jump straight into this next game if that's all good. This is the Brumbies shellacking of the Waratahs, 9 tries to 1, 61 points to 10. Look, I think this is the start of the Suntars, as they shall now be known.
I thought you were going to say, look, I thought enough said. Game over, let's move on. But no,
it should be. Look, we actually drew the possession stat, and that's where it ends for the Tars in terms of any stats here. If we'll just jump into some of the stats, the meters were 381 to 235, 16 to 10 tackle busts, 14 to 2 line breaks. The Waratahs just did not offer much in attack. I think, look, they stayed in this game in the first half, but it broke away in that second half. They were, I think, 19 points to 10 just before that halftime buzzer. But the big question is, I think on Harry's lips, would they have won if Angus Bell was captain? Would they have, Harry?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
It's a bit of a concern. He limped off in the 68th minute, which is a bit of concern because the Tars already have nobody. So we can't get rid of someone we love. Tepai Marara and Lockie Swinton came back into this one. Look, it wasn't enough for them. There's a lot of issues at the Waratahs at the moment. I think at the Tars HQ, you can't blame the boys for this. You can't blame Rod Penny for this in my eyes. There's been some big issues there for a number of years, and you've really got to feel for these Tars players. But if you're a smart fantasy manager, you would have picked up Mac Hansen, which I did, who played Ngāwanganitawasi, and just, he had opportunities galore, and every time he touched it, he basically scored, scoring 3 tries. He was actually the fantasy man of the match as well. I was kind of hoping he could, drag out fantasy man of the round, but he didn't manage it. But 85 points, 3 tries. He actually made the same amount of tackles as he did tries. 10 runs for 75 metres, 3 tackle busts, 3 line breaks, and offload. That guy is awesome. I can't wait to see more of him, even though there's a few people creeping back into that side we'll touch on later. But look, who else was there? The Brumbies rolling more was clearly back. We questioned it a little bit last week because the Force seemed to shut it down really, really well. But, this is a week that it would hurt not to have Faingo on the field. There was 3 rolling more tries in this one for the Brumbies. The Waratahs just had no answer for it. But how good was seeing Noah Lolosio getting into pretty much every driving maul, and a few other backs in there as well. That was something I really noted. Not often you see a back get a rolling maul try, but also it would be really nice. This is a point Harry made. It would be really nice to see one of the Tars wingers try to get involved into this game. It's probably not the centre pairing that's going to get the ball out to them in lots of opportunities, but I think James Ram, I remember him touching the ball once and he looked dangerous. He beat a few guys in a small amount of space. He just needs to go looking for that ball. Tepai Marara cannot make a tackle to save his life. He just refuses to do it. But the tackle success for the Tars was 82%, 74 from 90, and for the Brumbies it was 89 from 99 with 90%. So that's a significant difference there realistically. I'm surprised the Tars, didn't make or have to make more tackles than they did because they just didn't seem to have the ball. But realistically, they were just pretty useless when they had it. Mm-hmm. Do you have anything else to add, boys?
Yeah, I thought the Waratahs' defensive strategy was interesting in that first half. They were super, super tight, but they didn't really fan out from their wings. So it just made it so easy for the Brumbies to throw the screen and get out the back. So I think there's a lot of opportunity there for wingers against the Waratahs' defensive system at the moment. And the other one that I thought was really good was the stats that came up on Twitter showing that the Brumbies basically scored all their points off set piece. So line out and scrum. So I guess that maybe is a bit of a telling stat for when they play the Reds later in the season, but the Tars pretty awful in those areas generally.
Yeah, the Brums had 14 from 15 line-outs, 11 from 13 scrums. Good to see the Tars actually get 16 from 16 in that line-out stat, but they had 3 from 4 as well with the scrums. we've noted HJH, has he gone backwards in terms of his scrummaging? Because last year he actually surprised us with his move to tight head, but he's had 2 pretty bad weeks in a row.
Yeah, indeed. And I think, look, Tepai Moreau, I don't think we're surprised by him. He can do one thing, and it's truck the ball up at pace. And look, he did that well. But
He did do that well.
That was about it. I think that all you need to know about this game, I don't think I've ever seen a side seem like they have all the answers just so consistently throughout. But yeah, for me, all it was is that even Tizzano was tired of tackling at the end of the game. So that's how you know that the Brumbies broke the Tars.
He was. Just quickly touching on Tom Banks, 62, Rob Valentini, 60, Noah Lolesio, 47. For the Tars, their top was Will Harrison with 32. Craig, do you want to jump into this Highlanders-Crusaders game, which was thrilling?
Sounds good. And the last point is, I think next week we'll see Harry have a Reds flag in the back of his video. He will have changed that Tars flag.
I can't bring myself to do it. I wish I could. I really wish I could.
All right, excellent.